It's not the outcome we wanted. The family has closure.
With local, state, and federal officials standing behind him, Port Clinton Police Chief Robert Hickman confirmed that the body of 14-year-old Harley Dilly was found in a house on Fulton Street Monday evening.
When a child goes missing, a parent's mind naturally begins to prepare itself for the unthinkable while hoping for the best. This was true in the disappearance of Harley Dilly, a 14-year-old boy who went missing near the end of 2019. But his parents would have never imagined that his body would be found much closer to home than anyone could have expected. So what did happen? Let's talk about it. This is the infamous death of Harley Dilly. Born on August 12, 2005 in Fremont, Ohio, Harley Dilly spent his childhood in Port Clinton alongside his parents, Marcus and Heather. Nestled in a town of 6,000 residents on the shores of Lake Erie, Port Clinton is approximately 50 minutes east of Toledo. Known for its popularity as a summer destination, some houses in the town are only occupied during the warmer months. Harley faced various challenges in his upbringing, having been diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and oppositional defiant disorder. Despite these obstacles, he navigated his way through life in the picturesque town of Port Clinton. Harley may have experienced symptoms suggesting exposure to trauma. Despite this, he was considered high-functioning and described as highly intelligent. His interests included sports and video games, and he had a small circle of friends. Harley was active on various social media platforms, harboring dreams of becoming a celebrity one day. In the period preceding the event, he was a freshman enrolled at Port Clinton High School. Harley's attitude toward school remained unclear, yet he found joy in the company of his closest friends, James, Daniel, and Junior. While he had an interest in sports and singing, his primary passions centered around gaming with his friends and crafting content for his YouTube channel. On this platform, he created commentary videos primarily focused on the Madden mobile game, occasionally sharing direct commentary where he spoke to the camera about his own life. Following Harley's disappearance, it came to light that he frequently engaged in disputes with his parents, prompting him to run away and seek refuge with friends. Due to the recurring nature of these incidents, they had not been formally reported to the police. However, approximately a month before the incident, law enforcement was summoned to Harley's family residence in response to a domestic issue. The officers worked to soothe Harley's agitation, but specific details were not disclosed to the public. On that particular morning, Harley expressed reluctance to attend school without offering a clear reason. Informing his mother, Heather, that he felt unwell, he requested permission to stay home. As per accounts, Heather instructed Harley to proceed to school. It's noteworthy that Harley's absence on this specific day would have been unusual, given that it marked the final school day before the Christmas holidays. Despite this, Harley prepared for school, left his residence, and headed towards the educational institution. However, he never reached his destination, with the last known sighting captured on a surveillance camera at 6:08 a.m. Harley vanished, and unfortunately, he was never seen alive again. Curiously, his absence wasn't reported to the police that night. Heather took to Facebook to share that he hadn't returned home, but refrained from providing further details. The school attempted to contact Heather throughout the day to apprise her of Harley's non-attendance, but received no response. Unexpectedly, on both that night and the subsequent one, Heather and Marcus were observed enjoying drinks with friends, a fact evident on their social media profiles. Strikingly, it wasn't until 41 hours later, precisely at 11:50 p.m. on December 21st, that they eventually reported their son's disappearance to the police. Perplexed by the delay, law enforcement directly inquired about the timeline. Their response echoed the information already known. Harley frequently sought refuge at a friend's house, following disagreements with his parents, occasionally extending these stays for days. This particular instance arose from a dispute over Harley's mobile phone. A few days prior, Harley had broken his phone and requested a replacement from his parents. However, they declined, insisting that he must earn a new one. This refusal triggered Harley's anger, leading to a heated argument. Subsequently, the police conducted visits to the homes of each of Harley's friends to ascertain his whereabouts, yet their efforts proved futile. One friend informed the police that he had spotted Harley after school, but a mix-up in days occurred, as the sighting actually took place on Thursday. Having scoured all the evident locations without any trace of Harley, the police issued a "be on the lookout" directive at 2:30 a.m. that night. On December 22nd, an official statement was released by the police stating, "The Port Clinton Police and Fire Department, along with the Port Clinton City Schools, conducted an extensive search of the Port Clinton area this evening for Harley Dilly. The investigation thus far does not indicate any foul play. We are continuing to investigate any and all leads into the disappearance of Harley." Despite earnest efforts by friends, family, and concerned locals combing the streets, Harley remained elusive. Speculation arose, with some fearing a possible abduction, considering it improbable for him to have left town without detection. As days elapsed, the optimism of discovering Harley alive diminished. His mother persisted in sharing updates on Facebook, appealing for prayers during his absence. Despite their evident distress, Harley's parents cooperated fully, permitting the deployment of cadaver dogs and inspectors into their residence. However, no suspicious findings emerged from the investigation within their home. Heather mentioned, "You see everything on TV. You watch all these crime shows and you think, oh, that's never going to happen, and they solve it in an hour. It doesn't take an hour to find out everything. You have subpoenas, you have warrants. It takes a long time." By early January, the quest for Harley had expanded nationwide, accompanied by a $10,000 reward for information about his disappearance. This reward saw an increase to $20,000 a few days later. On January 13th, spurred by a tip to the police, detectives conducted a search of an unoccupied residence on Harley's Road, located near the last known sighting on the CCTV camera. Despite the house's vacancy and the absence of signs of forced entry, it had not been previously examined by the police. Disturbing revelations about Harley's fate emerged just a day after this search. Following the discovery of Harley's body, the community sought answers. On January 19, 2021, some clarity was provided. According to the police report, on the morning Harley disappeared, he had no intention of attending school. Instead, he had considered the empty house as a potential hiding spot until the end of the school day, but faced the obstacle of gaining entry. It is believed that Harley ascended scaffolding and a metal television antenna affixed to the side of the house to access the roof. Initially, the assumption was that he might remain on the roof, but due to the cold weather, Harley entered the chimney feet first. The chimney dimensions were only 9 by 13 inches. Despite being small for his age at 4 feet 9 inches, Harley believed he could squeeze through. He managed to progress approximately 15 feet into the chimney, encountering a floor that obstructed the passage between the first and second stories of the house. Trapped and unable to ascend, he removed his jacket and sweatshirt to create additional breathing space, though his movement was severely restricted. In an attempt to signal for help, Harley pushed these discarded clothes through a chimney vent leading to one of the bedrooms in the house. When the police entered the residence on January 13th, they discovered these garments in the second-floor bedroom. This finding prompted them to insert a camera up the chimney, ultimately revealing Harley's lifeless body. The report detailed that upon discovery, Harley's arms were raised and slightly bent, with his elbows near his head, and his body was in an advanced state of decomposition. The coroner explained that Harley likely died on the same day he went missing, probably due to compressive asphyxia, where breathing is prevented by external pressure. Following these events, a wave of discontent swept through the community directed at Harley's parents. Videos on Harley's YouTube channel surfaced, raising concerns about his home environment. One video depicted Harley locked out of his house in the cold, sparking the initiation of a petition demanding negligence charges against his parents. Critics argued that a loving, supportive, and secure family environment would have prevented Harley from attempting such a desperate act as entering a chimney. Some even speculated that his parents were entirely accountable, alleging murder and the placement of his body down the chimney. Despite the accusations, no charges were filed, and the case was eventually closed. The reward fund set up was later utilized to cover Harley's funeral expenses. May he rest in peace. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you.